My toddler took scissors to this, you all. Like, how sad is that? That's why I only wear this coat now when I'm like out and about. Whew. It is cold. -15 right now. We have been just bogged down with snow for a while now. The temperatures have been in the minus double digits for a while. So it's nice. It's beautiful. This is the best kind of snow. It's so fluffy and white, and it hasn't iced over or gotten hard and crunchy. Everything is just soft. I'm long overdue for an update. Kind of left my channel hanging when I was several days into our coronavirus experience. We did get the COVID confirmed later that night, I think, on the day that I had posted that video. I documented a lot of it on my Instagram, symptoms and whatnot, but I just wanted to quickly touch base on how our coronavirus, our COVID experience concluded. So today technically is like day 13 since I got my first symptoms, and I consider myself almost symptom-free now, but the second week of COVID was not as easy as the first week, y'all. I struggled. I really struggled with a high fever. I don't remember what I documented, and honestly, I don't really remember much at all. But essentially, I had a like 39.3 degree fever, that's Celsius, and I sustained that for days. I think like four days I had that, and it just sort of got a little bit lower during like mid-morning to the early afternoon, and then come the evening it would just spike right back up, and it would stay that way all throughout the night. I had a lot of feverish dreams and night sweats. Those were not fun. So many body aches and pains, joint pain, fatigue. It just was something else from my experience of having colds and flus and whatnot. It's just a very weird virus to get, because you get it and it seems mild, and day 7 or day 8 comes around and you thought you were getting over it, but then all of a sudden you get slammed again by like just feeling like you're getting it all over again. And it's very disheartening. And honestly, I didn't think, I really thought it was all between my ears when I started feeling myself coming down with the second wave of COVID. And then I jumped on Google and read, and it was like somewhere in the day 6 to day 8 range, that's when you either get better or you get worse. And the people who get worse, like within a day or two after that, they end up in the hospital if they're going to get hospitalized. And like around this 1 week mark is when the chest cold really starts to settle in, and my breathing and everything had not been affected up until that point. All I had was like the headache, the body aches, and mild fever and poor sleep and stuff. So I did get a little worried, because I thought, oh shit, I'm so prone to chest colds. Like, this is it, this is my time. But I leaned back on the experience from last year and realized that the second wave, like the second hit of COVID for me last year, was just a horrible head cold. And it never really did affect my breathing. And so I was hoping that's what would hit me this time around, is, okay, I'm just going to get a really bad congested cold. But that's not what happened. Like I said, what happened was I spiked a ridiculous fever and got like all those muscle pains and aches and everything, and the brain fog and the lethargy. It all just hit me twice as hard as it had in the first round of sickness, like during the first week. I never got a cough. My breathing never got affected. It's like I said, today would be day 13, and I haven't had a fever since day 11. And so I also haven't had body aches or pains since day 11. Basically, the only thing I have lingering is I do have a little bit of chest congestion, like I'm occasionally clearing my throat here and there. I do still have the rash on my knees and elbows. I have like a little bit of a stuffy nose. Kids never got sick. Husband still has a little bit of lethargy and a lingering head cold. That was just the name of his game the whole time. Oh, I did start to get my sense of taste and smell back also on day 11. So day 10 was my last day of symptoms. Since day 11, it's all pretty much just disappeared. So that's like my COVID experience. As for diet, exercise, reverse dieting, everything like that, my second week of COVID, yeah, everything went out the window. There was no tracking of macros. There was nothing. I did continue to weigh myself daily because, ironically, my appetite was not affected. In fact, I felt quite hungry considering the fact that I was just laying in bed all day. I had pizza one night, Burger King pizza on the third night, candy, cookies, fast food. It was silly because I couldn't taste it. So like, why even waste that experience? But my body was screaming for greasy, fatty foods. And I don't know if that was a comfort thing or if that was just like greasy, fatty, salty was something my body needed for whatever reason. I had to sit and think, and after several hours, I made the decision to let myself eat those foods. And yeah, it was pretty unsatisfying because, like I said, I couldn't taste them. But on the other hand, I did sleep better those nights. My digestion is another story. Anyway, I'm saying all of that to say that I was weighing myself daily still just to keep tabs on my weight because I wasn't hydrating properly. I wasn't tracking my macros. I was sort of just eating whatever I wanted. And I mostly just lost weight. I'm now a couple days into hitting my water targets. So I'm back to drinking 3.5 liters of water a day. So I feel like I'm adequately hydrated now. I'm a couple days back into tracking macros, eating my clean sort of diet, reduced sodium, that kind of thing. And I've been waiting to see if my weight kind of shifts back around now that my systems are sort of back on track. And I'm basically down 1/4 kilo all in. I'm going to throw up the stats here of what my average weigh-in was for, I believe it's week 5 of my reverse diet. And when it comes to my macros now, I don't have a set amount. If I hadn't gotten sick, I think I should have been around 2,000 calories at this point. I think right now I'm just sort of aiming to hit 1,800. I have gotten back into yoga. So I'm doing a yin style, slow, strength controlled mobility type yoga for an hour each morning. And then I'm taking the dogs, as you guys can see, for our 5K each day. And basically, that's all I really have the energy for. I do feel I have the strength in my body to get back into the gym and lift, but I don't have the energy to fuel it. And so I'm not going to go there. I hope I feel better enough to get back to lifting on Monday, but I may take a whole additional week off of lifting and just continue to do strength-based yoga and walking and just kind of get my body back into the rhythm and routine of, this fitness thing I'm doing. So that's it. That's all I'm going to record for now. I don't have any other metrics. I don't know what else to say. Look how beautiful it is, though. The sun is shining. I don't know if you guys can see the sun. I guess you can't. It's behind the clouds over there, but oh my God. It's light. The feeling of spring is in the air, despite the fact that it's minus double digits. Thank you all for joining along. We're alive. We're healthy. enjoying fresh air and life, and just very grateful for it all. So thank you all for your kind words, and I will talk to you all soon. Okay, bye.